Let us take a look at the various market structures that exist. Market structures are characterized by various features such as number of sellers, the type of product, whether it's unique or it is differentiated product or it's an identical commoditized product. How hard is it for new firms to enter or exit the market? And what influence does the firm have in determining the price of the product in the market as to market power? The most competitive market structure in this spectrum is perfect competition. And the least competitive market structure on this spectrum is a monopoly. Let us start with perfect competition. Perfect competition is characterized with very high number of sellers, too many sellers in the market. For example, agricultural produce. You could take an example of, let's say, strawberries. There are too many firms that produce strawberries, or too many farmers that cultivate strawberries. The product is identical. A strawberry is a strawberry. It's a commodity. And therefore, since it's an identical product that is being sold by too many sellers, none of the sellers have a huge influence in determining the market price. So no market power. It is relatively easy for a new firm to enter or exit the market. For example, if another farmer is growing blueberries and wants to switch to strawberry growing, it is not that hard. The farmer already has the land, the employees to work on the land, and the machinery that they require for harvesting. So therefore, there are no entry or exit barriers. And the example, as I mentioned, is agricultural produce. Let's take a look at monopoly. Mono means one, so there is only one seller. Since there's only one seller, the product has no close substitutes. And the reason there is only one seller is because it is very hard to get into this industry or market. This could be because of many reasons. Maybe there are patent laws. Maybe the initial fixed cost to set up a new operation is very high. There could be various reasons why there are barriers to enter and exit this market. So the barriers to enter and exit are very high. And since there's only one firm providing the service or good, they have very high market power as well. Your example could be, let's say, transit in Toronto. In between this spectrum, we have monopolistic competition and oligopoly. Oligos in Greek means few. So there are few sellers, and since there are only few sellers, they control the entire market. They have a relatively high market share because it is quite difficult to enter or exit the market. Example could be telecommunication services that we have in Canada. We have a few service providers for telecom, and amongst them they control the entire market. The product they offer is similar but not same, so it's a differentiated product. It could also have been an identical product. For example, steel in Canada is an oligopoly, but steel is steel, doesn't matter which supplier we get it from. So it could be an identical or a differentiated product. Now, let's take a look at monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition has many suppliers, many firms in the market. It is less than perfect competition, but there's still many firms in the market. An example could be your cafes. If you take a look at cafes, they sell similar product but not identical. So different cafes will have coffee. Not everyone will price the coffee at the same price, but they will be similar in pricing. So the cup of coffee could vary anywhere from $2.50 to, let's say, $4.50. But none of the cafes will be selling coffee for $25 for one small cup of coffee. So the product is differentiated, which means that it's similar but not same. And in terms of market power, the firms have some sort of market power because they're able to determine the price of their product within a certain range that they determine is the appropriate band in which to price their product. So there is some market power, although it is quite low. It is relatively easy to enter or exit this market because there are no barriers to enter or exit. It is fairly easy to set up another cafe. It is not like setting up another telecommunications company where you need to set up new towers or have another aircraft manufacturing operation set up or have another transit set up that requires digging of the tunnels for subway lines, having streetcar fleet, having bus fleet, and so on and so forth. Compared to that, setting up a cafe is relatively easy. So there are very low, or you can even say no, barriers to enter or exit this market. So these are the 4 different types of market structures that economists consider. Are they white and black? No, there's areas of gray in between. Some markets have characteristics of more than one, and they overlap, and that's okay. But as business professionals, we need to understand what are the 4 categories, and once we have an understanding of these, we can understand where there are overlaps as well. Therefore, understanding market structure is very important for any business professionals to understand how to price their product, what the competitive scenario looks like, how much power they have in terms of pricing the product, how hard or easy it is for new competition to enter the industry. All that is very important for any business professional.